So suppose this is the market for DVDs before we implement a tax. We already know how to find the equilibrium. We just look at where the supply and demand curves cross, and they cross at a price of $14, a quantity of 60,000, so that's our equilibrium in this market. But now let's think about adding on a tax. How are we going to be able to do that? Well, we've got to be able to incorporate this $6 tax somehow. So let's suppose that it works like most taxes here in America, where when you sell a thing, you have to then pay the amount of the tax onto the government. The buyer gives you the whole amount, the amount that you charge them, plus the amount the government charges them as tax, and then you send that amount of tax onto the government. So if we had, for example, a $6 tax on these DVDs, how much would the seller need to receive from the buyer in order to be willing to sell the same amount? Let's concentrate on the 60,000 quantity here. In order to be willing to sell 60,000 DVDs, the seller has to end up with $14 after they pay their money onto the government. So the total price to the buyer would need to be $6 higher up here at $20. But that would be the same for any price along here. Any point on the supply curve, we would need $6 more in order to have the quantity be the same. So that's our typical way of showing a tax on this graph. We shift that supply curve up by exactly the amount of the tax. And so this is what we can use to find our new equilibrium. Our new equilibrium, using the price buyers pay, is going to be where that supply curve, including the tax, touches or crosses our original demand curve.